Happy Saturday, you weekend warriors. It's 4 hours till midnight here in the Spyderco capital of the world, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped because we're back, baby. It's just you and me. It's just you and me this time. There's no guest live stream this time. This time last Wednesday, we were doing the EDC Mod Mayhem competition, and let me get getting the aperture right on my camera. Shout out to absolutely every single one of you who participated in the EDC Mod Mayhem competition. In any way, big or small, whether you commented on the videos, whether you joined the live stream, whether you voted, whether you put in a submission or not, it was fun. I have to admit, it didn't necessarily turn out exactly the way that I had hoped it would. But it still turned out to be great, and it was really nice to see not just a few, but we had 25 submissions, so round of applause for you. Yeah. You know, as a community, it's important that we do stuff like that, whether there's prizes on the line, whether there's, something on the line or not. If it's just bragging rights, it's just bragging rights. But it's important we do stuff like that as a community, because events like that are part of what makes us a community, right? And that is something that I try to get across to people is that we're not just a bunch of people that watch and make videos. We're not just a whole bunch of, people with poor spending habits. I mean, maybe that's not the best point to defend, but I wanted to say thank you to all of you who make this a community, because there is plenty of people that just watch videos, and there's plenty of people that saw and didn't comment, but you guys are what makes this a community, and I appreciate that 100%. And before I monologue for way too long, let's get the show started by saying hi. First in the chat, shout out to Marco, shout out to Ground Fog. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Bluetooth Blades in the house. Bluetooth Blades has a channel, and he also had a really, really sweet submission in the EDC Mod Mayhem competition. A highly underrated submission, might I add. Full Zerk build on his Shaman. That is insanity. It's insanity, but it's really freaking cool. And the EDC Mod Mayhem website is, in fact, still up. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, feel free to head on over there. I posted the website in several places. I'm sure you can find it, and we could even link it in the chat. We might do that at some point. Shout out to Mark Parks. Thank you for being a channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Grizzlebear Leather Crafting, welcome in, man. Good to see you. Drinkwater says, fact, microwaving your iPhone will charge it. Can neither confirm nor deny. I do not have an iPhone. I'm not part of the, what is it, like the green bubble blue? I don't know. I don't know because I don't have one. Drinkwater says, fact, coconut is a mammal because it has hair and produces milk. Oh, touche. Yeah, that was a good one. How's it going, Neil McKenzie? Thank you for being a channel member. Welcome in to my man Jim Miller, another channel member, longtime channel member. Let's get a Spartan kick going for Jim.
This is Sparta!
Guys, make sure to Spartan kick the like button on the way in. If you do, it lets people know that we are in fact live and alive, and I really appreciate that. Let's see, Chris Waris in the house. Welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member.
Yeah.
And then Top Dog, welcome in, man. First channel mod in the chat. What's up, Top Dog? He says, bring on the dancing raisins. Can we not? Can we avoid the raisins altogether? Like, yeah, that would be great. All right, I'm scrolling, trying to catch up. All right, welcome into Miranda Hastings, another channel member.
Oh, yeah.
Lone Star Towboy says, carry of the day, Cold Steel Tanto Light, and an SRM 9201. Nice, man. And thanks for being a channel member. Kevin C. in the house says, long day of work today. Woof. Oh, man. I work one Saturday a month, and it's a half day, so I really shouldn't complain. But every time I work a half day on a Saturday, I feel like a little bit, my hairline recedes a little bit farther the wrong direction. Although I don't know if the hairline can recede in the right direction. What would they call that? A toupee? I need to know for science. Jim Miller says all the submissions were sick. They were really good. They were really, really good. And what I enjoyed most about all of the submissions was the fact that people got to see the crazy stuff that you can do with the knife. They got to see all of the cool stuff. The scales, the reblades, the chopped blades, the pocket clips, the back spacers, the custom anno jobs, the custom stonewash jobs. One of the submissions was a highly modified by that individual Spyderco shaman, which was nuts. It was really cool seeing what people do with their knives to make them truly unique. And I thought that was quite eye-opening. Welcome into Rambo Adventures. He says Thailand in the house.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. And if I'm not mistaken, Rambo Adventures, you had to change your name. You used to be Bangkok Mark, right? I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Welcome in. And welcome into Kaleidoscope of Knives, another channel in the house. Make sure to check out Kaleidoscope of Knives. All right. We've got Craig Vincent. How's it going, Craig? Knives Fast. We got a cornerstone. We got a pillar of the community right here, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up one time for my man Casey, aka Knives Fast. Good to see you, Casey. Hope you're having a fantastic night, brother. All right. Josh 33025 says, hello, just got listing eBay items. Anything good? Are you giving any good deals? What kind of deals do you have going on over at the eBays? Are they knives? Let us know. Rambo Adventures says, Rollshambo, hairline receding in the right direction. No more need for Manscaped products. What's that? Is it Manscaped? Is that the brand? You know, the one that you always see advertised on YouTube channels. And they've got like the shavers and the razors, and this episode brought to you by them. Rambo Adventure says, yep, old account was hacked. So you are in fact Bangkok Mark. I thought you looked familiar. Good to see you, man. Hey, oh my goodness. Give it up one time for another channel mod, Gator Aaron. It's been a minute, brother. Good to see you on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday evening. Thank you for joining in. Knives Fast says, Knives Fast was in a conversation. Excuse me. I feel like I'm butting in. Am I the third wheel? I don't know, but we got Ian Coates hanging out as well. Another pillar of the community. Ian Coates is a man that's everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. In fact, I think that he might in fact be John Wick. I have a hunch. Hey, there we go. The Night's Edge popping by. One of the winners of the EDC mod mayhem. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I am sending your trophy very soon. I'm just kidding. I don't have a trophy, but that would be really cool if we decide to take that competition further. We'll have to do that. We'll have to legitimize with the trophy. But congrats on your win, Neil. I am not in the slightest bit salty at all that you beat my builds. Not at all. I joke. Lone Star says receding hairline needs a rebound tester. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to the receding hairlines and rebound testers. Don't you worry. Gator Aaron says it's not a receding hairline. It's a Supreme Widow's Peak. Oh, male pattern baldness has wreaked havoc on my forehead. And that is why you will always see me with a hat. You know what's crazy to me is that I get random collaboration offers all the time for random stuff. Things like coat racks and crap on Amazon like shower curtains where they're like, we saw your content and we thought you'd be a great match. Really? For your shower curtains? Have you been watching? You want me to use one in a cut test? But the one thing that I've never had a collaboration request for that I think would be really cool is if a hat company was said, hey, we noticed that you wear hats in every single video. Do you want to collaborate? Because I would do that. I would do that. I would 100% collaborate with a hat company. So if anybody out there works for a hat company and you want to collaborate, emails in the video description. Hey, welcome into Joe Isabella, another old face. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Kaleidoscope and Knives says, time for this overgrown child to hit the hay. Have an awesome night. Hey, man, thanks for dropping by, and we will catch you on the flip side. Welcome into Jay Korskinen. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, this is Farta. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You get a Kool-Aid man for that one. All right. So, you guys, if you've been watching my channel, the last 2 episodes that I've done they've been interesting. And we're going to get to that. It should be no shocker that today my carry of the day was this guy. This is a supremely cool knife, by the way. This is the Remet. This is, of course, the Remet RT Peregrine Falcon. And this is a knife that has taken years off my life because of the controversy surrounding it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to go back and watch my last 2 videos that I've uploaded in the last couple of days, because I have some very strong feelings, not necessarily about this knife, but about what I would call responsible testing. And I get into that in my very last video, which is kind of off brand for me because I don't usually call people out, but I felt like it was necessary. The Knight's Edge says, anyone ever scale swap an MSI? How much of a tit is it? I have to swap a lanyard man's tomorrow. Was wondering if I have to do a total disassembly or just the scales and clip. I don't even own an MSI. It's actually on my list to get because I do want to do a scale swap. I want to get the original GOAT scales. Even though Microtech now makes an MSI in aluminum, I think that the raw original GOAT scale look is just cleaner. I think it just looks better. Plus, why not? Why not? I do think, however, based on my experience with my Microtech Stitch, which is a Ramlock knife, I'm not positive, but be prepared to get out, you know, the significant other's hair dryer, because I think that they use some Loctite on those screws. When I tested the pivot screw on my Microtech Stitch Ramlock, it was tight. It was very tight. Same thing with the pocket clip screws. So just be prepared, because they might actually have some thread locker on that pivot screw. Welcome into Robo Stevio. Good to see you. Knives Fast says, I'm carrying the same today. Hey, shout out to Knives Fast for, you know what they say, Casey, great minds think alike, brother. This is a supremely cool knife. And for those of you who did not watch my video on this, shame on you, because this is really cool. The level of dimension on this knife is great. The fact that it's a pivot actuated liner lock is really, really cool. It's very fidgety. I love the milling on the fuller, the way that it just disappears onto the blade. The fact that you can put tritium inserts in both the pocket clip and in the front flipper of the blade, that's just another cool thing as well. And they designed this to look like a Peregrine Falcon in a dive, which is neat. It's not just more of the same. We need that. We need companies that are willing to make designs that are different, because that pushes the bounds of design and it makes things less boring for me. The Knight's Edge says, you do the Lord's work, Rollshambo. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't know if I can claim it, but Knives Fast says, that dude told you all you need to know in it for the clicks. He really did. I haven't gotten to that yet. I have a feeling that some people in here have not watched my video on it. That's okay. Generally, I try to avoid drama, guys, generally speaking, because it's not on brand for me to dive directly into drama. It's not my thing. I like to talk about my passion. Like, I do not spend time making videos to pick drama with other people. However, I approach my channel from an educate first standpoint, and I don't always get it right. Sometimes I make statements that I find out later are untrue, and then I do my best to either walk it back, delete the scene, or do the right thing and just let people know that I was wrong. I make mistakes. I get it. I expect other people to have that same level of accountability by default, because that's what you do as an adult. That's what you do as a decent human being. But some people are like that scene from Family Guy when the donkey is saying that Kevin Bacon wasn't in Footloose. There's another channel out there, and many of you might actually watch that channel. It's called Cutting Board Reviews. And Cutting Board Reviews is doing some really unethical testing with a Rockwell hardness tester that is not meant to be used to test knives. And I told him that, and he refuted. And then I told him, listen, the manufacturer stated that this is not suitable to test knives. And not only that, I've confirmed it with quite possibly the best resource that we could actually go to, which is Dr. Laren Thomas, the creator of MagnaCut. He's probably the most specialized metallurgist in the knife industry, award-winning guy. And he still said, no, I'll tell Dr. Laren Thomas he's wrong. And then he told another person who offered to validate his testing by using a regular Rockwell tester, he told them, no, I'm not interested because this channel is just for entertainment. If it's just for entertainment, what are you doing testing knives? I don't get it. Because that's not necessarily the message you send when you spend the time creating the premise that your channel is built on holding manufacturers accountable and holding reviewers accountable. Who's holding him accountable? Apparently, it's me. That's what you get. You get me. And I'm not good at drama. But if you're interested in finding out what I had to say, check out my very last video. It's on my channel after the live stream. You know, if you're bored, if you're awake at night, just after the live stream. Lone Star says, the friction from rubbing your finger behind your ear creates a cheesy smell. How do you know this? Science. It's science. Welcome into James Gibson. He says, hey guys, finally made it. Welcome in, James. Thanks for joining in. Knives Fast says, at Night's Edge, the remaining Fracty sold out in 7.5 minutes, all gone. I thought there wasn't going to be any more Fractus. Casey, I made a video. I said, why? You have to let me know about these things. I would have bought it. There was no need for it to go on the website. I wish I could have got it. The Tempest Knives Fractus, really sweet release. Very much enjoyed checking it out when it was here. The Pond says, just watched your 2 Remet vids about an hour ago. You're 100% on point. Thank you. And here's the deal, guys. One of the reasons why I want and why I'm asking for CBRX to validate his testing method against an industry standard is because I would love to be wrong. I would love for him to prove me wrong, to prove Laren Thomas wrong, to prove the manufacturer of the testing equipment wrong. Because if he's right, that would be amazing. That would mean that people like me, instead of taking the next $250 and putting it towards another knife, I could put it towards a Rockwell tester, and I could give you the answers that you all like to hear. You all like to know whether or not the target Rockwell is actually being honored on the knife that we're reviewing. And the reason why reviewers don't often give you that information is because we don't have the equipment, because the equipment is very expensive, extremely expensive. We're talking about, you're lucky to get a used broken one for like $800. So that would be huge. But the fact that he's not willing to do that, and the fact that when pressed and offered the opportunity to do that, he responds with, the channel is just for entertainment. I don't know where's that leave your audience? The audience that you built on the premise that you're here to hold manufacturers and reviewers accountable. That's kind of sad to me. But that's the extent of the drama. Just trying to provide some clarity for people who might not understand the premise of that channel. Hopefully now they do. Nice Fast says he's like 98% on point. We're all just slightly off. A little bit. Ian Coates says Rockwell testers for $250. Not accurate ones. You can get a Lieb rebound style Rockwell tester for anywhere in the realm of $200 to $300. The problem, for those of you who haven't watched my last video, is that these tools are not designed for small parts. They're not designed for thin pieces of metal like knives. They need a minimum weight. Dr. Laren Thomas himself told me, listen, for any kind of accuracy, they need heavy weight on those metals. Knives just don't have that, especially not when you're measuring just the blade. And even when you take a coupling agent like a gel, and I confirmed this with Laren when I had a very brief conversation. He's a busy man. And I actually put a screenshot of that brief conversation in my last video because I asked him, I followed it up with, do you believe that adding a medium such as a gel between the blade and the test block would make a difference? He said no. So yeah, yes, you can get a Rockwell tester for $200 to $300. No, you should not use it on knives unless you don't care about the accuracy of your test results. If you don't care, knock yourself out. James Gibson says knives are expensive. Sadly they are. But guys, I didn't want to spend a terrible amount of time talking about my last two videos tonight because there's much better things that we can spend our time talking about. I'm not here to create drama. I'm not here to do that. I am here to hold myself accountable to my audience, to educate first when possible. Of course, I care about entertaining people as well, but I felt like it was important and that somebody should be holding them accountable. And that's why I made a video. That's why I mentioned it. And that's why I'm making sure that all of you know that you should look into that. Do your own research, draw your own conclusions. With that being said, let's go ahead and head on over to the members only Discord in 3, 2, 1. No. I didn't set up my screen share. We'll fix that. We'll fix that. Hold on. We will get the Discord up on the screen. Guys, if you haven't checked out the members only Discord, there it is. This is a great place where you can hang out with other channel members. We talk shop, we hang out and chat. I post knife drops. I have my channel discount codes listed here. There's the knife yard sale tab. Use that responsibly, of course. Moderate yourselves. Don't be a problem. Don't cause a problem. And please don't make me manage people. That's not why I started the Discord. But it is a fun time and it is open to channel members. So if you are a channel member and you have not checked this out yet, make sure you do. You can go to the community page on my YouTube channel and I have an invite link there. So there you go. Shout out to all the channel members. And today we are going to be perusing the Pocket Check channel. Let's see what everyone's got in their pockets. Starting off with Drinkwater. He's got a Sebenza and the new Jack Wolf knives, the Benny. I think that the Benny looks great. I don't know how well they're selling because you never know how much inventory a retailer gets. But I think a lot of people look at that and they say it looks very similar to the Gunslinger, just without a full hollow grind. It's a saber grind. Still, I think it looks pretty good. I didn't pull the trigger, and I'll tell you why. I did not pull the trigger on the Benny because they did not have the handle scale variant that I wanted. I want one in camo carbon fiber or in a dark matter carbon fiber, like dark matter purple or dark matter red or dark matter gold or orange, or $350 is a lot to spend on a knife when they don't have the variant that you want. And that is why I did not pull the trigger on the Benny. But I'm interested to hear in people that did. Do you like it? How's it working out for you? Shout out to Dazed. He's got the Banana Manix too. And I gotta say, I am not a huge fan of the color yellow on knives traditionally. Gold, one thing. Yellow, not so much. Not my favorite. But I will say this, that pocket clip with the bananas on it is epic. You get extra points for the banana clip. Absolutely. All right, Delaney's coming in hot. He's got a Manix 2 of his own. And that one, I believe those are the Applied Weapons Tech scales, right? Those are the Applied Weapons Tech scales, and that used to be a lightweight. Yeah, because it has the FRN scales there. Duh. Looks great, man. Really good work. Ian Coates, he's got the is that a custom patch or is that your wallet? It says knives and instead of friends it's enemies. That's pretty sweet. I need that patch. Mark P's got the that's the F5.5, right? I love this sky hot pattern on those scales. All right, and then of course Ian's also got his brand new Sebenza. Congrats, man. Glad to hear that it finally came in. Congrats on the Sebenza. Another legendary knife that I've had way too many opportunities to buy and haven't yet. One of these days, I'm going to get a Sebenza. It's only a matter of time. I would love to start with an Umnums on, specifically the drop point version. Everyone always wants the drop point version, so they're hard to get. The Tanto versions, not easy to get, but they're way more available than the drop point versions. Jim Miller. Why do you do this to me, Jim? Where's the rolling fields? Where's America? Where's the American dream in the background that we're used to seeing? Okay, so Jim's carrying some oatmeal raisin cookies today. Jim, I hate oatmeal raisin cookies, but I hope that you really enjoyed those. I hope that was a good everyday cookie for you, my man. He's got the Tempest Microburst, the CRKT, what is that? The SPEW, and then the Rosecraft Holston River. Sorry, Rollo, took this during a storm. Rainstorms are beautiful, man. Having grown up in the Pacific Northwest, I'm very familiar with rain and rainstorms and lightning storms. Those are some of my favorites. You know, when you get the smell of petrichor in the air, petrichor, the smell of when rain's about to come, or maybe it's right after rain. It's that very rain-specific smell. If you know, you know. Shout out to Craig Vincent. He's got one hell of a carry today. Look at that beast. Damn. What pocket does that fit in? That's badass. That is that's a Bowie knife, right? And yeah, he's got the Cold Steel Voyager, the Verdict. I don't know what this one down here in the bottom left-hand side is sticking out. But yeah, essentially he's ready for war. Zombie apocalypse, he is ready. One Sneaky Bee's got the Winterblade Co-Factor and the Asher Spiro with the black G10 clip. That's pretty sweet, man. Let's see what Mr. Eddie's carrying. A whole lot of Benchmades. You know, here's the thing. With the cost of Benchmades nowadays, he's holding that's easily what, $3,000? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bug outs. He's ready. The question is, how many bug outs do you really need to carry in one go? My favorite out of these has got to be the second from the last with those scales. If I'm not mistaken, those scales came from the Good Screws site, right? We checked it out. in the live stream before last. The same people that make these, I think they partnered with a company. Anyways, we checked it out in a recent live stream. Sweet skills. I love those, specifically the second to the last. That one's pretty cool. The Knight's Edge, he's coming in hot with is that the mini barber? The Berg button barber? That's a button barber, right? I always get the Berg knives wrong. Berg button barber. Did I get it right? Yeah. Hey, round of applause for me. I didn't screw it up this time. Confirmed. 100% confirmed. All right. I'll let the chat go on too long. Let's find out what's going on in there. Ian Coates says, I posted it in the pocket check when it came in. Nice, man. I'm proud of you because I heard that you had sold yours on, and to get another Chris Reeve knives, that's pretty awesome. I feel like my collection is lacking because I'm collecting American-made knives this year, and I have not gotten my hands on a Chris Reeve knife, which is it's irking me. We'll have to make that happen at some point this year. There's still time. We're only 7 months into the year. There's 5 months left. The Pawn says, it's the Bananix. I love it. I love it. Miranda says, the banana clip is G. I don't like yellow knives, but that banana clip is pretty sweet. The Knight's Edge says, smash that like button, y'all. This man needs to buy some more raisins. Neil, you stop it. Don't you bring raisins in this house. Lone Star Cowboy says, 9 comments in the chat window, new record. Sad panda. It's okay. It's okay. We were getting some pretty good turnout on Saturday evenings. I don't know what's going on. I think it's that time of year. It's camping season is what it is. People are out and about. They're not inside watching, knife channels. And honestly, I get it. I totally get it. I wish I could be camping right now. But regardless of whether we have 3 people, 30 people, or 300 people in here, I'm still having a good time. Hey, welcome in to Javon, another pillar of the community. Shout out to Javon's Knife Flicks. Guys, check out his channel. Seriously. How's it going, Bill? He says, if it's spelled Beowie, it's being said wrong. It's supposed... So the knife, here's the deal. Like, this is a controversy thing. It's all about pronunciation, and technically it can be pronounced either Bowie or Bowie. But given the fact that the knife is made after the famous Jim Bowie, it makes sense that it should be pronounced Bowie knife instead of Bowie knife. We've already been through this on a live stream in the past. It should be Bowie, not Bowie, because it's named after the person and their name was pronounced Bowie, not Bowie. David Bowie is a singer. Jim Bowie is the legendary figure. I almost made that mistake again. Jim Bowie is the legendary figure the knife is named after. So there you have it, folks. If you're wondering how should you say it, technically the correct way is Bowie, although it is accepted both ways. I did the research because I tend to go down these rabbit holes. Nobody gets lost in the weeds like me. Nobody. Ian Coates says, I did not sell my Zon. That was libel, slander, and false information. Would you sell it? Is it for sale? And is it a drop point? Hit me up. Maybe we can make something happen. If you decide that, you're a Sebenza man now. I mean, I wouldn't want you to, spend too much time looking at it in a display case. Miranda says, I want a large Sebenza and a Rosie. Those are next on my hit list. I don't care how long I gotta wait. The good news on the Sebenza is that they are readily available. Not so much on the Rosie. But you know what? Let's go ahead and check it out. Where can you find a Sebenza right now? The answer is plenty of places. In fact, I actually think that they have some on White Mountain Knives. If they don't, they did. Sebenza. Come on, hit me with the good stuff. Here you go. Here's your Sebenza. And they got some good options on White Mountain Knives too. I don't think that my discount code works on these. I think that they have a map agreement that keeps that from happening. Let's find out. $750 box elder inlay large Sebenza 31. You know, this is like a macked out Harley right here. Does anything scream America more than a box elder large Sebenza? Then they also have a left-handed version too. They also have small Sebenzas. All right, so let's see. If I wanted to buy this thing, does my discount code work? And just so you guys know, it is in fact storming outside. It's storming here in the Mile High. So if all of a sudden the live stream ends prematurely, the power went out or the internet went out. So just keep that in mind. If the live stream ends prematurely, power outage. Not my fault. Not an issue with my computer or anything like that. I mentioned this because I'm starting to notice my internet is doing weird things. And I'm hoping that it doesn't affect the live stream. But it might. It just might. Like, why is it taking forever for the cart to load? Failure. Come on, White Mountain Knives. Come on. I just want to see if my discount code will... I just want to see if my discount code will work. All right. Well, while we're here, let's see what else they got. Tucson. All right, let's see. What if I add the Tucson to my cart? Yeah, my cart just does not want to work on White Mountain Knives. Hey, there it is. RSB10. Come on, 10% off. It kind of works. It definitely works. Check that out. And if we take off that one, yeah. Take 75 bucks off and you're getting a box elder large Sebenza for $675. No taxes, no shipping. That's what I'm calling a deal right there. If I was buying a brand new large Sebenza right now, that would be the one I would have my eye on. And I would 100% suggest buying it from a site that does not charge taxes. White Mountain Knives does not charge taxes, also does not charge shipping. And as we've seen, channel discount codes work, even if my internet is letting me down. So now you know. While we're here, I wonder what else is new. We'll avoid the cart. Nobody wants to see a blank white page that's trying to load. What's new, White Mountain Knives? I haven't done some window shopping in a hot minute. The Spyderco Military 2. The Real Steel Echo. Ooh, this one's cool. I kind of want to pick one of these up. And it's not expensive. It's a $38 knife. Call it a $34 knife after the channel discount. This is the Petrified Fish Tenna. I'm not sure how to say it, but it looks sweet. Look at that blade. Look at that Tanto style blade. And it is technically a Tanto because we have two distinct different edges. Or maybe it's not a Tanto, but it is a dual grind. I think that is a flat ground tip and a hollow ground. Yeah. Hollow ground with a flat ground tip. That looks beautiful. Petrified Fish always amazes me with their quality. And people ask me all the time, they say, hey, are you still loving your premium Victor? Short answer, yes. Long answer, new video coming soon on my follow-up for the Petrified Fish Premium Victor. This is one of those knives that it does so much for me because of the upgrade in materials. And more people need to understand just how nice that is. Anyways, the Tenna looks good. Tenna, I'm not sure how to say it, but it looks sweet. Is that a heartbeat on the handle scale? I don't know. But I kind of want one. It's in D2 and I don't care. It's 30, 38, 39 bucks. Come on. They've got a white one. The white and the black, the Stormtrooper edition. Are you kidding me? The only thing I don't like on this is that wire pocket clip. I can live with the wire pocket clip. The good news is that you can get a wire clip replacement, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. What else is new? Yeah, look, they've got the new Victors. That's cool. Spyderco Manix 2 in Spy 27. Some Trevisa. Not... you know what? So this one is actually interesting to me. I'm not a huge fan of Skeleton Bladeworks stuff, but this one actually kind of interests me. This is the Tibia. It's a folding version of Jim Skeleton's fixed blade. And I'm going to say it. That's pretty cool. Made in Spain. Oh, by Bastard Knives. Okay. I kind of want one of these. Is it weird that I kind of want one of these? I have a feeling that somebody's going to call me out in the chat and say, Rolls, you're weird. I don't know. I think that looks cool. Titanium handle scales, 3V steel blade, as if it was still a fixed blade, even though it's a folding knife. I can get behind that. 3V is fine. 350 bucks though for 3V and titanium made in Spain. I don't know anything about Bastard Knives. I'm going to go to the chat. I'm relying on you, chat. You let me know. Ian Coates says, House of Blades has that good cush in stock. That PJ MagnaCut drop point good in stock. You know what? You win, Ian. You win. We're going to House of Blades. We're going. I'm turning the car around. Let's see. Noom Zon. Hit me with that Noom Zon. And this is the one I want. And it is not in stock. Which I'm not shocked about. These are never in stock. Something I think would be really cool is to get one and then have it Zurblasted. You know? Make it more of a Silver Surfer. That would be pretty cool. But I don't really shop here. Maybe I should. Let's see. We're going to go back to the homepage. Now that we've established that they do not have the one that I want them to have. Nobody does. Spyderco. Of course I'm going to see what they have for Spyderco. They've got the Subway Buoy. They've got the Urban Slipit. The Stock. That is a crazy looking fixed blade. The Micro Jimbo. The Micro Jimbo is like the Little Native, but in, Jimbo format. They've got the Bodacious. And it still costs 260 bucks. Damn. I'm going to buy one. I'm going to buy a Bodacious. I need to do a review on one. It needs to be on the channel. I've decided. They've got the Maximate pair of threes. That's pretty cool. They're all expensive. 265 bucks. Ouch. The Ojumbo, the Ronin 2. So I'm getting into fixed blades, guys. I'm starting to get into fixed blades. This guy, the Axial Alpine V2. It's a folding knife killer because it's EDC friendly, better blade and cutting geometry than most folders I own. MagnaCut at 62, titanium handle scales, swappable handle scales. You can get inlays for it. And this one has just been an absolute joy. But one of the few fixed blades that I've always wanted over time was the Michael Janich Ronin, which Spyderco makes. They make the Ronin 2. it's not, there's something about it that I just really like. It's only 130 bucks. What blade steel is that? It's got to be like, what blade steel is it? Why aren't they listing it? Come on. Oh, it's CTS BD1. That's going to be a no for me, dog. CTS BD1 is not my favorite. I would have preferred if they had done LC200N, you know, if they're going for a rust resistant steel, or even S30V. I do not like CTS BD1N. Ooh, that's another one I've wanted for a long time, the Spyderco Canis. The Techno 2, they got it. I wonder, here's the litmus test. Do they have the stovepipe? They did. They do not any longer. Good to know. Oh, so interesting thing. I have never received so much flack for handing out a 30% off discount code in my life. The other day, Blade Ops was running a 30% off. I mean, all the Spyderco dealers were running a Spyderco sale. And I just, you know, shouted it out because I thought, hey, this is a great opportunity. Spyderco knives are getting more expensive. Great opportunity for somebody to get in on a Spyderco knife that they wanted that is now more expensive. And people were like, do you know they've marked up the prices? But I don't know if they really did. I think all of the Spyderco dealers have marked up their prices. And the difference is that Blade Ops was giving a 30% discount. Other dealers were just automatically putting that on the price and not giving a discount code and just putting that on top of the price. And so it's interesting because I see House of Blades had their stovepipe listed at $480. So did Blade Ops. But the difference was Blade Ops actually gave a 30% discount code. I very, very nearly pulled the trigger because this is one of my favorite Spydercos released in the last couple of years. You've got contoured titanium handle seals, which are not easy to mill. Made in Taichung, Taiwan. It's a David Ridbaum, I'm not sure how to say it, a design based off the Bill the Butcher knife. I've reviewed one of these already, and I did not want to send it back because it was a loaner. And I want one. I wonder, actually, does Blade Ops still have the sale? But anyways, the whole point of that monologue was people were like commenting on my post when I shouted out the sale, and they're like, "Yeah, but they raised all the prices. All the Spyderco prices are raised everywhere right now." I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's see. Blade Ops. Do they still have the stovepipe that you can get? Yes, they do. Same price here. If I was crazy enough to pull the trigger right now, would that 30% discount still work? It was Spy 30. I don't think so. I think the sale ended. Yep. So I had an opportunity with the 30% discount. I could have got this for $330. I could have, but it would have been highly irresponsible. So I did not. Because I still believe that by the end of 2024, I'll be able to pick one of these up brand new for $285. Mark my words. All right. I'm sorry, chat. I left you alone. Let's get back to business. Lone Star says, lube up the raisins before rebound testing. No geisha could actual original Japanese Tanto design. James Gibson says, love White Mountain Knives. Bees 10 code works on their site. Yeah. White Mountain Knives is great. They've given out so many channel discount codes. LTK is a 10% discount code. RSB10, that's my 10% discount code. Bees 10 works. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter which one you use because nobody's getting like affiliate commissions from White Mountain Knives. It's just a 10% off code that you get for watching a channel that White Mountain Knives supports. And they support the channel by giving that discount code, which I think is pretty cool. Craig Vincent says, Chicago Knife Works had a Sage 5 for $118 this week. I bet it's sold out now. Let's see. Chicago Knife Works. Sage 5. No, you can get one for $159. That's pretty cool. The Maximin is reasonably priced still as well, $180. Yeah, here's one for $116. $116, and it says that it's still in stock. What's the blade still on this? S30V. Good enough for government work. Yeah, that's a great deal. It's an open box, but it's like new. Essentially, it's in the same condition of knife that you buy on the Reddit knife swap when they say brand new in box, never cut or carried. Right. It just showed up and you did nothing with it. Right. I'm sure that this one is a good deal, though. I wouldn't be afraid of an open box one. The one that I'm very, very interested in is going to be the Maximit. That's why those are on sale, because they're open box. Now I understand. The Maximit is going to be the closest to the Rex 121. I bet you there's a run on these when they finally release the Rex 121 version and they sell out and people are like, well, Maximit's just as good, right? You know, you only have to sharpen it 1.5 times every 10 years instead of once every 10 years. I actually really do like the pattern on those FRN handle scales. I would replace the handle scales. I wouldn't leave them stock. I would have to replace them. But I'm considering a Sage 5 this year. James says, Sage 5 is actually a nice knife. Love mine. I've heard from many sources that the Sage knife, the Sage blade shape and design is one of the best that Spyderco has ever made. I've heard that from many reliable sources. Will I agree? I don't know. I'm in love with my Shaman. Love the paramilitary 2. Love the Para 3. The Para 3 might just be the best carry-friendly Spyderco knife, in my opinion. I'm biased. This one, I adore this Spyderco Para 3. And it's hard to feel like I'm missing out on any other smaller Spydercos when I have this, because it's just so freaking cool. Absolutely love it. X-Sailor says, found my Shaman on Amazon from BattleBox for $225. That's a pretty sweet deal. Shamans have gone up in price. So I was watching watching a Metal Complex review on the Bodacious, because he was one of the first people to break ranks and say, I'll buy the Bodacious, even though I'm saying it's overpriced. And he was saying, why would you buy this for $260 when you can get a Shaman for $180? And I'm like, you cannot buy a Shaman for $180. Shamans are $275. Ask me how I know. Because I bought one. All right, there it is. I wish that I had gotten in on the Shaman when they were $180. I waited too long. James says, wanted to try a Sage 1. Never knew someone who had one. You know, they're still out there. Sage 1s are still out there. I think you can actually find one. Do they have one at Chicago Knife Works? Yeah, they do. Check it out. $180. It's a liner lock. So it's a liner lock knife. Gray G10 handle scales. Same blade shape. Pretty much the same handle. Same pocket clip. But instead of a compression lock, it's a liner lock. So if you want a more traditional version, this is the Sage 1, and you can in fact buy it, despite the fact that they are discontinued. Or at least I believe they're discontinued. Chicago Knife Works has one. I've also seen them on plenty of other websites as well. Speaking of the Sage 5, let's see. I've been checking DLT every single day for news of the Rex 121 Sage 5 drop, just to see if I can spot it before it drops. So far, nothing. but they are going to drop both the regular and the lightweight version here. So I've been checking every day, but again, so far, nothing, which is kind of a bummer. The Pawn says, so there I was, barbecue sauce on my... Finish that sentence. Barbecue sauce on my dog. Go. Mark Park says, Roll, you should just get a 15V Shaman. You say that like I could just go anywhere and buy a 15V Shaman. Like they don't sell out almost immediately every time they drop any Spyderco in 15V. I would love to have a 15V Shaman. I wish that I hadn't sold my LMAX Shaman. I had an LMAX Shaman, Blade Ops exclusive, and I loved it. And then my computer had problems, and it was part of the sacrifices I made in order to fix my computer and buy new parts. And I kind of wish that I just sold a different knife. But that is life. But yeah, I would love to have a 15V Spyderco anything. Yeah, I'm just not seeing it. Not seeing it. That's a bummer. Anyways. Ian Coates says, gotta ask Neves how to half sharpen a knife. What? Half sharpen a knife? Why would you half sharpen it? Maybe that's just terminology I don't understand. Lone Star says, where has the squeaky wheel gone? We need to be enthralled with his acumen. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. And Jim Miller says, Devo and Tempest got me accustomed to wire clips. Casey, if you're still out there, you should be ashamed of yourself. Wire clips? No. Look what you've done to Jim. Jim, I believe that there is still hope for you. Do not give in to wire clips. Wire clips is like giving up. Yes, they work. Yes, they're functional. I don't necessarily think that they're comfortable, and I think that they look hideous. I can't help it. I can't help it. And you know what? Aesthetics do matter. At least they matter to me, but psychologically speaking, it's been proven that the more you like the way something looks, the more you are likely to use it and carry it. So, shame on Devo and Tempest for corrupting Jim. I'm holding them directly accountable. Say no to wire clips. Ian Coates says, one of your jokes mentions sharpening some steel 1.5 times. Oh, I get it now. I get it now. Yeah, it's the difference between Maximate and Maximate and Rex 121 is Maximate you have to sharpen 1.5 times every 10 years. And Rex 121 you only have to sharpen once every 10 years. Nice Fast says, you can replace mine with Lynch Northwest. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just getting my jabs in. I'm not a wire clip guy. I think they look like paper clips. They do function really well. I don't think that they're particularly comfortable. I've replaced every single wire clip I've ever had on a knife, and I've never regretted that. Knives Fast says, you are crazy if you don't think they're more comfortable. They have more flex, and therefore they are way more comfortable because they get out of the way. You know what it is? It's the bow at the very back piece of that wire pocket clip always kills it for me. Lone Star says, yes, explain the joke. That helps so much, no geisha. I'll do what I want. Ian Coates says, I'm going to put a wire clip on my Zon. You did this, Casey. Look at what you've done. That's on you. Poor Ian. Josh says, I got the Spyderco wire clip replacement from OCD for EDC for the 3 holes. For the 3-hole clip. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that. Let's check it out. OCD for EDC. No, we're not going to shop CMEs. It's probably under what? Accessories? clip. Looking for the wire clip replacement. I'm not sure if I'm going to find it. Wire clip replacement. Interesting. Maybe it's an old item and that's why I can't find it. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that lightning strike sounded very close to me right now. I love thunderstorms. I'll have to watch back after the live and see if you could actually hear that lightning strike on the microphone. That'd be pretty cool. Ian Coates says, did OCD for EDC redo their site? Not that I know of. James Gibson says, wire clips work well in shorts. Yeah. It's just a preference thing, guys. I like giving other people a hard time about their preferences, but it's 100% personal preference. But I'll say this, I've never seen a wire clip replacement I didn't like. Hey, Kevin Smith and Knives, good to see you, man. He says, my Jack Wolf Benny's clip didn't show up today like tracking said. I'm bummed. Oh, man, that's the worst, right? You order something, you're super excited for it. You check the tracking. It says, you know, to be delivered by 5 p.m. Then 5 p.m. comes and goes. And you're like, what's the postman's phone number again? You forgot something. It's the worst. You know what's even worse? Actually, no, I take that back. So, you know what's even worse is when you live in an area and you have like a community mailbox center and everyone has like one of 50 mailboxes. So this happened to me recently. I was expecting a review unit in and I was very excited for it. I had everything scheduled, had everything planned out, and it said that it was delivered. And so I went down to the mailbox after the mailman had left, and they left the key to the parcel locker in my mailbox. I opened the parcel locker, completely empty. And I know what happened because I checked it right after they delivered it. They gave me the key for the wrong parcel locker, which means that the very next day I have to be on my toes so when they come back, I can harass the postman about it and say, you gave me the wrong key, so he can open the whole thing and find my package. And luckily I was able to do that. But you shouldn't have to. But you shouldn't have to. He says, damn, that lightning was close. So you did hear it. That's awesome. Yeah, thunder. If you can hear the lightning, maybe it's time to close the tab at the bar. I probably said that. That's probably my fault. Ian Coates says, lightning is visual, thunder is audio. Do you miss that day in elementary school role? No, I'm just a very tired new parent. And so sometimes I say things that do not make the right sense. You know, if I start talking about how purple smells, you'll know. All right. Lone Star says, lightning does have an audio component, Mr. Science. All right, guys. Speaking of audio components, we're going to kill the music. Guys, we're at the end of the show. I just wanted to say thanks again for joining me on this awesome Saturday evening live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you for riding with the channel, for supporting, for commenting, for liking, subscribing. We're on our way to the 10,000 subscriber mark, and we're not that far away. We are 1,600 subscribers away. We're going to get there in a matter of a few months tops, and I can't believe it. And I owe that all to the great people in the audience, the great people in the chat. So to one and all, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next live stream, of course, is going to be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Mountain, which is 10 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Pacific. Or if you happen to live in Texas, 9 p.m. I hope you can make it. If not, I totally understand. So for some of you guys, I will see you soon. And for everybody else, I'll see you later.